Isn't it strange what humankind will do to its own remains? What we will do to humankind's remains. Yet, could we do the same thing in a not disgusting way to tree pulp? And how would that be done to make wooden bottles that seem just like plastic bottles, that make wooden coffee cup lids seem just like regular coffee cup lids? I assure you, with the right amount of sawdust, it can be done. More on that in a minute. Plainly look up my link to the description in the description to the Google search result, and it talks about plastination. Plastination is something that can be done with human cadavers. To me, that's kind of gross. I guess if somebody had a specific condition, the medical uh, experts might need to look back on something so as to know how to treat it if there was a manifest of things done to that person to cure their ailment. I suppose there would be some meaningful rationalization for that. And then that is good. But if not, I don't know how I feel about that. I really wouldn't want to talk about that because it's kind of political, isn't it? In the way of the epoxies, however, and I do point out the epoxies and resins, it might be possible just to put the right electricity through it so as to activate, so as to get the natural oils from it, so as to create a natural compound. Perhaps you would have two piles of sawdust. One would be um, uh, polarized, if you will, with electricity, so as to uh, get the most resin out of it one way, and then the other one would be another way, and then you would put them together, and that would be a way of starting the process. And the gas itself could probably be made from what was created during the electricity process if it was treated, let's say, with some kind of fan diffuser with electricity running through it, so as to create that gas, so as to create that compound. That to me is ideal because you're not required to have any other gases. That would be the most ideal solution. In my opinion, it might not be clear, but I suppose in time it could be. They could come up with a way of making tree materia have no color. Something like a pine tree, something like bamboo, I guess. It could be possible to make it translucent and then finally almost clear. A bottle with wood using plastination. I would refer to it as rubberization, but that is a different process. It's more along the lines of using silicon. And you don't necessarily need to use silicon because all of the resins and the epoxies, the naturally forming resins and epoxies are there for you to exploit. And then finally, electricity and gas do what they do, and then perhaps the gas can be sold as something as well. It's all something that can be sold and it can be done. This is Robert from DSP Plug, always thinking a better solution to deal with coffee cup lids being all over the place. When the coffee cups themselves become soiled, that's not such a big deal. But what about coffee cup lids that biodegrade? Would be kind of nice. Would be kind of nice to know if we let it sit there for 40 years or 30 years, that it would eventually become something other than the nature of what it became. Bye bye.